Hello and welcome to the Gamepodular Twitch channel. I am your host Hylke, back in the hosting chair, although that will be different again tomorrow. Joining me, as always, is my co-host Scott. How you doing today, bud?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm great. I'm very much looking forward to this stream. Um, it's it took some amount of work to get everything set up and going, and I do have some things that I need to preface before we start on the game. But first, I'm going to remind everyone that we have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/Gamepodular. If you like the kind of nonsense that we get up to on this here channel and on our podcasts, you can send us a couple bucks there. You don't have to, of course. You take care of yourself first, as we always say. But if you got some extra cash lying around and you want to send it our way, we would be very appreciative. You can also do the same at kofi.com/Gamepodular. Kofi is hyphenated, similar to "You Can't Make Up the Streets." That's just for me and Seskra. Don't worry about it if you don't get that joke. Uh,
Oh, yes, I get it.
yep, smiling and laughing. You definitely understand it.
I have no idea what's going on.
That's going to be a recurring feeling over the course of the stream, I fear. Also, if you want to listen to our podcasts, Gamepodular Unfocused and Enfocus, we release new episodes of both this week. You can go to your favorite podcasts streaming service, Podbean or Spotify, or all. There's 7 million of them out there, and they're all basically the same in my experience. Just subscribe, and you'll get all of our podcasts in your ear holes. Hey, Scott.
Hey.
Can you remind me never to say the word ear holes again? Because I didn't like
it. Anything with the whole suffix, I'll warn you about.
Yeah, I appreciate it. What else? Right, yes, YouTube. You can also listen to our podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/@Gamepodular. That's where you'll find all the podcasts, and you'll find VODs of our streams, including this one, on youtube.com/@Gamepodular streams highlights. I am trying to find the time to make more highlights, but video editing is a very time-intensive process. And especially when you're putting together a highlight compilation based on like 5 2-hour streams, that's going to take a while. All right. So you may have noticed that we're not showing off the game quite yet. And the reason for that is A, the main menu is annoying. And B, I wanted to sort of preface the stream a little bit. We are playing Bionicle Heroes today. I have made no secret about the fact that I am a big freak for Bionicle. I am, in fact, wearing a t-shirt that is not only Bionicle, but relevant to Bionicle Heroes. This is one of my 3 Bionicle t-shirts that I own. I'm in my 30s, by the way. Now, Scott, you told me before the stream went live that your experience with Bionicle is as follows. You know they are Lego. Is that correct?
Yes, I am aware of that.
Yeah. So there are sort of, I planned this ahead of time. There are sort of 3 levels to engaging with Bionicle in my experience. Level 1 is, ooh, these Lego sets are cool and they have names. And there's probably some story behind them. And that's fine. Like, look. This just whips. Like, this is cool as hell. This is... No. Yeah, this is Matanui. A lot of things are named Matanui. Don't worry about it too much. Level 2 Haha, he doesn't have ear holes. That's a mask. Level 2 is, oh, they released a new set, but they have the same names, but Nuva next to him. And now they have armor and different weapons, and they look bulkier and cooler. And it says here on the back of the box that they were placed in energized protodermis. All right. And then level 3 is, I'm going to look up what energized protodermis is. Ooh, it comes from Spherus Magna, and its discovery is what started the Core Wars when the Element Lords found it originally many years ago. Now, I don't expect you to understand what any of those proper nouns mean, and I do apologize, but you are going to be hearing a lot of them today.
This is a learning experience.
Yeah.
I've got my pen and paper ready.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
I have a very fond memory. Fun fact, I'm occasionally a writer on my website that I have where I reviewed a whole bunch of Bionicle video games. And Seskra was very nice to do some copy editing on most of those articles. And when I sent them that Bionicle video game review article, they did get on my case for all of the proper nouns, but unfortunately that's just sort of unavoidable when it comes to Bionicle, because everything that you think could be proper nouned has been proper nouned. It's not just, they're not just big crab, you know, they're Manos. They're not just small spiders. They have a different name that I forget. For me personally, I used to be like a straight up level 3, but as time has gone on and my knowledge of Bionicle has slowly been replaced with my knowledge of Magic the Gathering, I've sort of like been moving closer and closer to level 2.
You see, I have seen a whole thing with Magic the Gathering where a lot of properties have sort of gone with it. Let's say like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
That do you envision some time where maybe Bionicles could be part of the Magic the Gathering?
I would love that, but not a chance in hell. Bionicle has not been active as a franchise since, I'm gonna say 2016, maybe even earlier. Like, Bionicle was most active during like 2001 to 2012-ish, and then like the popularity slowly declined, and then they tried again with Generation 2, and that lasted maybe a year. I was seriously considering in the shower this morning making some like Bionicle Magic cards just as like an April Fool's joke. Yeah, Bionicle truly is my Roman Empire, and are there more dignified things to think about literally every day as someone in his 30s? Yeah, probably. Do I care? No. I love Bionicle. I'm a. We don't have a fan community name. Yeah, they did get a tiny cameo in the Lego movie. There are, in fact, like maybe 2 frames of that movie that show Bionicle. Like at the very end, where there's a whole bunch of like different universes that they flash to, whatever. I love that movie. It's great. The other thing I need to preface about this stream is this game is very old. It is from 2006. I did about a full hour's worth of work to get it to work with OBS and not completely destroy my setup when I Alt-Tab out of it. But it's going to have some teething problems, let's call them. It doesn't run like butt anymore because I changed the shader settings so it has a consistent frame rate now. That's great. I have significantly reduced the volume of the game for streaming purposes, but as far as I've been able to tell, that does not carry over to the pre-rendered cutscenes. So those are going to be very loud, and I do apologize for that in advance. I could not figure out how to fix that, but it was like a medium port of a console game that came out in 2006. With that being said, let's get into it. Oh God. And then we, ta-da! All right. One of the other things that is interesting about this game is because it came out in 2006, the default keys for moving around in menus and in the game are the arrow keys. I have remapped the movement controls to WASD because I'm not a monster, but moving around in the menu still uses the arrow keys. So,
okay.
Yes, please. I know I have a save that has 0% progress, but I think there's an opening cutscene. There is not. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, these are some... Oh, look at that bloom effect. Oh.
Ooh.
These are some late era... These are some, sorry, early era Xbox 360S graphics. Like, oh. Look at these trees. Oh, it's beautiful.
I don't know. I sort of feel it's a mix between 360 and original Xbox era.
Honestly, turn down the mouse sensitivity. Good God. Xbox 180. So yeah, to give sort of an introduction to the setting, because apparently this game doesn't feel like doing it, we're on an island called Voyanui. These heads are the bad guys of the game. They're called Paraka, of My Shirt fame. And they're... I'm gonna give sort of a between like level 1 and level 2 explanation on the Paraka. They used to be part of an evil organization, but they went rogue because of reasons that I don't remember. And we are the Toa Inika. I used to call them Inika, and then I was reminded that the official marketing materials called them Inika. We're the good guys, basically. There's 6 of us. And this is one of them. Yeah, so you see we can switch between Toa by just scrolling the mouse wheel.
Yeah. Ooh.
There's Toa of... There's sort of a main core of 6 elemental Toa in basically every generation. There's water, fire, earth, stone, which is separate from earth, ice, and air.
If you put in hot, it makes it Captain Planet.
And then outside of that, there's like lots of other things. There's a Toa of like Sonics. And each of these Toa, their weapons function differently. Also, this is a Traveler's Tales game. Creators of basically all of the other licensed LEGO games. And so you'll be seeing a lot of collecting LEGO parts and building and destroying.
Okay, you know what? Have you ever watched a series called Beast Wars?
Like the Transformers?
Yeah, have you seen that?
I have not, no. It is
okay, I'm getting... Yeah, I'm getting the visual design. It is very similar to this.
Yeah. Seskra popping off in the chat, Beast Wars mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Beast Wars. Optimus Primal. Yeah.
And a main aspect of Bionicle is masks. Not only do creatures have their own like elemental and other powers, but their masks also have separate powers. Ah, look, we're in hero mode already. You're gonna be hearing this music a lot.
Yep.
Because hero mode is very important for the progression of this video game.
Mm-hmm. Is there chest-high cover in this game?
God, no.
Oh, okay.
No, this is just run to dodge, basically. Look, we have the Earth Toa now. Those fellow Bionicle lore heads will realize pretty early that some of the enemies we fought so far do not belong on Voyanui. Technically, this game is non-canonical. But I know it bothers you. It bothered me too the first time, but there's only so much they can do to make a fun video game because there's only so much development that you can do based on a toy line. You know, we're just gonna accept it and move on. What I do like is that all of the 6 Toa you have, they function like their weapons function very differently. They do all function like pretty like standard weapons. You know, you got Hylke here, the Toa of Stone. He's got a rocket launcher. You got Nuparu. He's got a grenade launcher. We got a shotgun. We got a beam cannon. These spiders, they are from Metro Nui originally, which is the setting of the second Bionicle movie. Did you know that there were 5 Bionicle movies?
I did not.
I believe 4 of them are straight to DVD and one of them is a TV movie. They may all be straight to DVD.
I just had a look up. This was released on November 14th, 2006.
Yep.
Which is 7 days after the first Gears of War game.
Yeah. Yeah. Gears of War, this is not, as far as third-person shooters go.
And apparently this was also released on GameCube.
Yep.
PlayStation 2.
Yep.
Game Boy Advance.
Yep, that version's not very good.
Nintendo DS.
I don't believe I've played that one. I originally played this on Xbox 360.
Yeah. I think I only have one Lego game. That's Lego City Undercover for Switch.
So here's a little fun fact for you. The Artoa of Ice here has the sniper rifle, which is accurate to a different Toa of Ice who has like a basically a scope on his mask, but in between the Toa and Hylke, I believe it is the Toa of Stone who actually has the Mask of Accuracy.
Okay.
And I realize that this is an extreme, like, actually nitpick. But, look, you've been a fan of... I've been a fan of this franchise since I was very small. And so it's gonna happen. Whee! Oh yeah, I haven't built that bridge yet. So I have played this specific part of this level a lot, just for the purpose of testing. You're right, Seskra. There are 4 Bionicle movies. There's also a Netflix series.
I've
which
also
is what
heard
I
of
was thinking.
Ninjago. My nephew was into that.
If I was the age that I was when Bionicle came out, when Ninjago came out, Ninjago would have been extremely my thing. But I was a little too old for it when it started. Because, like, it's easy to forget that, like, Lego used to, like, be doing pretty poorly, right? And Bionicle was one of sort of the 3 things that saved them as a company.
Yeah.
It was Bionicle, and it was getting the license for Star Wars and getting the license for the Wizard books, shall we say.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like they were in deep trouble before this happened. Because the cool thing about Bionicle is like it was one of the first, like, after Transformers and G.I. Joe, I suppose, that had like a big like storyline to go with the toy line. And so that got people, you know, invested.
Yeah.
I love you, Nuparu, but you are the worst Toa in this game. Like, the grenade launcher is so ass. Look, we're back in hero mode. I told you we'd be hearing this song a lot.
Woo!
Because, like, the game is sort of designed around you play the game to get to hero mode, and then you have to break the hero mode thing. And so it has to be able to give you hero mode regularly and also relatively quickly. Bionicle loreheads will also recognize that there are upgradable weapons in this game. Or rather, your Toa can be upgraded to get various new abilities and more powerful weapons. And if you look at the weapons that I'm currently using, these are the weapons of the original Toa Mata, which was like the first line of Bionicle, basically. With the exception of Hylke, the guy I'm currently using, because the original Toa of Stone, his weapon was he had big feet. He could kick really good. I am being a little careful with the Toa of Ice, because the last time I did testing for this game, it did, like, getting hit while in the zoomed in mode did crash the game. So I'm trying my best to be a little bit careful. And now we're back to normal. All right. She's the only one that can walk on water because she is the Toa of Water using.
Oh.
And so that's why it's really important to, like, make sure you can gather all of your 6 Toa masks in every level to unlock the characters. Yep. And similarly to other Traveler's Tales Lego games, this game is also, like, the levels are replayable because there are things that you can only interact with like, upgraded characters. And like this, you need to have the actual, like, boss of this area to be able to open this. I debated. I didn't really talk to you about this because we didn't have time, basically. There is a very funny commercial for this line of toys that my t-shirt is referencing, where they tried to give the bad guys, the Paraka, basically a gangster rap song. Because it was the style at the time. And I debated just watching it on stream, but I was ultimately afraid that we were just gonna get like a copyright strike or something. Because Bionicle did like using, like, this was an original song, but Bionicle did like using licensed music. They got like the All-American Rejects, one of their songs, to be in one of the commercials. Alright, so... And that one definitely would have gotten us copyright struck, yes. I'm good at words. Remember how I said earlier that I was a writer? These little round freaks are called Borok. They are one of the enemies in Bionicle, the first movie.
Okay.
They are robots. Oh, by the way, it's called Bionicle because most of the main characters in this game are biomechanical organisms. They are not androids, but it's close enough. You know?
Okay.
Whereas Borok are robots that are just powered by a weird, freaky mask. Ah, yes, Vazon. He said.
Vazon?
Yep. This is Vazon's face. He's... How do you explain Vazon? Okay, so one of the Paraka is Vazok. I believe the one we're currently going after, the blue one. And they used the Mask of Life accidentally, and they split him into two, and this guy's one of them and the blue one's the other one. Vazon and Vazok. I wasn't kidding about just the sheer number of, like, I was not exaggerating about the sheer number of proper nouns that are in this franchise. Alright, and then you have to switch back. Oh, the camera's not gonna love this. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh. God, I love this game. It's like extremely mid, but there is something to these like extremely mid, like, licensed games. There's just a charm to them. Like, I get kind of sad about the fact that, like, licensed games these days are like Lego games or terrible free-to-play mobile games or Insomniac games, basically, right?
Well, they did end up in this week. They did announce that Disney Afternoon Collections finally come to Switch.
Yeah.
And they're actually going to add on 2 games.
Oh, I saw, yeah.
The Goof Troop 1 and Bonkers? The Bobcat one with the police officer.
Don't ask.
That's
me.
cool.
It is, yeah.
I mean, you sort of miss those days, like, you know, DuckTales, and I mean, even that collection, you got some stinkers in there, but you also got some gems.
I don't doubt it. It's like the... Ooh, here's an interesting question for you. Which Aladdin game do you prefer?
I have not really played the Mega Drive Genesis one.
Okay.
But I had played the mini when I was young. Played the original Super Nintendo one because we rented that out. So yeah,
It
I
is
don't know,
kind
I
of
don't
cool, but also kind of funny
Yeah.
that like this is such a debate in video game circles. Like they made two very different games with the same name that released more or less around the same time on different consoles, and they're so different that there is just a debate about which one is better. You'll see
Like
me
the
switching to... No, go on, yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, so it's the Genesis one. Oh,
Yeah, like I said about the cutscenes, sorry.
yeah. I don't know, just looking at the boss.
Yeah. That is a Rakshi. They are also robots, and they are powered by a weird slug, not unlike the Hylke from Animorphs.
Oh, yeah.
And those slugs can be like, they can leave the robot shell and like latch onto other creatures to like infect them, basically. That's also a thing the Borak can do. To be fair.
But with Aladdin, I do understand, like, I think visual-wise, that I think the team that did the Genesis one were in close contact with the animation team from Aladdin, and so you got this the more true to the animation style for that game, whereas the Super Nintendo one is classic Capcom sprite work. But for, a big thing for me, I feel like with Mega Drive, either the music in the games, either it really, if it's original, it's really good, or if it's not original, if it's based off something, it's bad. Where I feel like the Super Nintendo had a better soundtrack overall.
Fight this again. I think this did
I think you just gotta shoot at it until it dies.
Yeah, but its health bar isn't really changing when I do. You'll see me switching to the Green Toa a lot. His movement speed is faster. And also, I'm a shotgun enjoyer, and his weapon is basically a shotgun. Okay, Scott, got a question for you, speaking of shotguns.
Yeah.
What game, in your opinion, has the best shotgun?
It's a debate between Doom 2 and Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal because the shot. I'm talking about the super shotgun.
Yeah.
Because you can zip around with that with the hook shot. But Doom 2, like compared to the original shotgun, like it just hits so hard.
Excellent.
How about
picks.
you? What's your favorite shotgun?
My sort of top two are Space Marine.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, my top two are Space Marine and Halo 1.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see Halo 1.
The cool thing about Space Marine, it's called the Melta Gun. Is it just shoots this like big blast of fire basically, of Melta. And it's just so satisfying to use. Oh. See, and now we sort of have a quote-unquote non-linear thing where it opens different worlds, so you can either like keep going in this area or go into a new area. Smuggler's Cove. But let's visit the shop, see what we can upgrade. And oh, Resident Evil 3 remake. Yeah, I think I've seen you stream that. That was a banger. Cool, thanks. I don't need hints yet. Oh yeah, there's a little area where you can go to visit defeated enemies in this game, and you can buy them like a diving board at a DJ booth. Seesaw. I don't have enough money for the 50% discount yet. I could save. So yeah. This is where you can upgrade abilities and max health. And it is all, like, of each character separately. Because, of course, it is. Why would it be otherwise? So this is where you can sort of see what they look like a little bit.
Okay.
Kongu, yeah. My boy. Matoro. Hylke, Nuparu, and Joller. It is his weapon specifically is like kind of funny to me because the like original design for this weapon, that's Toa, oh no, I'm blanking on his name. Tahu, there we go. It is just a fire sword. Like, you see those two little circly vent things at the top there? Or at the end, I should say.
Oh yeah?
There's just fire that comes out of that in the actual part. I could theoretically show you, but that would take a while digging around in my closets. Because I do just have, like, a giant collection of Bionicle. Anyway, let's play more video game. Save up for the 50% discount. Look, there he is again. It's Vaison. What are we feeling? More water area, or do we want to go ice or rock?
Yeah, maybe not ice at the moment. Rock.
I want to rock. To the decrepit dungeons. Look at that chin. The Paraka are also just kind of goofy, and I like them for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of rock, man, this soundtrack. He said as it fades back out. I love butt rock. Yeah, exactly, Seskra. It is very all in on the Xbox 180 vibes. I find these like sort of generational transition games kind of fascinating, right? Because, like, if you compare the graphics to this, which, to be fair, also had, like, a much lower budget than your average AAA game, right? Like, but if you compare this to, like, stuff from the end of the 360's life cycle, like we made the joke about Gears of War 1. Like, compare this to, like, Gears of War 2 or 3. And credit where credit is due. Like, obviously, they had to mess with the settings a little bit. Sorry, they had to mess with the setting a little bit to make it more of a video game. But everything that is represented here is represented accurately. Like, those Borok look like Borok. The Vaki look like Vaki. So you can never call this game inaccurate at the very least. Which is more than you can say for the first movie. That movie did not look great. But again, straight to DVD movie, you know. The animation budget for that movie can't have been that high. Come on. Come on. There we go. I do like that switching between characters is very seamless.
Yeah.
Like, you can just, like, fire off a rocket, and then while that's reloading, switch to someone else who is allowed to shoot. Although, if you do run out of health, you, like, that Toa is just, like, unavailable until you pick up another mask. And that's why there are, like, multiples of the masks all around the level. So it is, I guess, theoretically possible to softlock yourself. Like, the one character I need to get past this one obstacle is dead.
Yeah.
Oops. Like, sucks to suck. Pick up some health. And I appreciate that they also just replenish your health when you do pick them up, even if you don't necessarily need them. Trying to accomplish in this room. Assume I have to get out of one of these gates. Oh, hello. Secret. Yeah, because I don't think I have to shoot this, because I'm not, like, my character isn't aiming at it. Ah, ha 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 ha. And that's why they give you a Matora mask in that room. Ooh, stealthy. I am trying my best to not just gush about this media property from 25 years ago. Because I could talk about this for literally hours, and I have, in fact. And I'm trying, and one of the things I sort of wanted to like think about when playing this is the concept of nostalgia, because you know I am not immune to nostalgia. Obviously, I wouldn't be playing this game on Twitch.tv in 20 years after it came out if I was, but it is also sort of a very odd thing to think about, that like nostalgia is so yes, and you see there's the plus, meaning his gust ability isn't powerful enough yet to actually do anything there. But nostalgia is so powerful that it's like literally just a marketing strategy now.
Yep.
And I'm trying my best to not be like too influenced by nostalgia when I make decisions, because I'm not to like recycle my own material, but I do believe that nostalgia is one of the enemies of critical thinking.
I can see that, yeah.
Like, not the only one, and not like literally always. But in as far as it is possible to assess media objectively, which it really isn't, like, or I should say it barely isn't, I do try to like not have my assessment of works of media, works of art, to be colored by nostalgia too much. Like, I love this game, but I will fully admit, it's, like, extremely medium. You know?
Yeah.
Again,
we
like,
can love
even...
things that aren't. We can love things that are not the greatest.
Exactly.
We can love things that are just mid.
We can love things that are actively heinous. Like, I'm not, like, I like, you know, big, serious, high art as much as the next person. But I think there's also value in just, like, things that are just kind of terrible. Right?
Yeah.
And it's something that Sesker and I have talked about, because it's not something they don't really experience all that often. But I love, like, so bad it's good stuff. For many of the same reasons that I like things that are actually good. Yeah. Wait. Here we go. Yeah, these shields are also quite annoying because they can, like, straight up deflect projectiles. These boss fights are not great. This is, like, my least favorite approach to boss fight design. Just, like, fight the jobbers until you are allowed to shoot the other one, to shoot the main boss. Like, I like a boss fight that has ads, as they're colloquially called in like MMO spaces, but I want them to be a nuisance and not a stalling tactic, you know? See, because now there's not even additional enemies to fight, you just gotta wait.
Oh.
And what Sesker is saying about so bad it's good stuff isn't wrong necessarily, but it very much depends on, like, what you're watching and or playing. Like, like, one of the major let's all laugh at this terrible movie things at the time was like Birdemic, if you're familiar with that movie. Like, I watched Birdemic, and that was exactly my experience with watching Birdemic, is like, there's like 2 or 3 parts that are extremely hilarious, but a lot of the movie is just very boring. And you know, not to be like media studies 101 here, but what you're gonna find like extremely boring and what you aren't is gonna come down to like who you are and what your experience is with so bad it's good stuff. Because like there's also like, I sort of joked about the levels of Bionicle fandom. There's also sort of levels of watching bad movies, right? Like, there's the level of like, haha, this is so bad, look at how bad the special effects are. Oh my god, that line delivery was terrible. And that's perfectly fine. That's like where a lot of people are. But then there's also levels of like, oh no, I recognize the stock door opening sound effect, you know? And that's a level you get to when you watch like a lot of these. Oh my god, I am almost out of health. Like, I don't remember what I was watching recently, but I don't remember what I was watching recently, but they used the same like extremely commonly used stock crowd gasp sound effect. And when you recognize it like that, it becomes so obvious and so blatant. Okay, 3 out of 5 ain't bad. Pawn rock. All right, I'm gonna take a brief gander at the. It was over here. There is one thing that we unlocked that I do want to take a quick jaunt through. The Paraka playground is still locked because I don't have any Paraka there yet. Can't remember what's down these holes. Ooh, big spider. Sorry, to use the correct nomenclature. Big Vizorock. Also, there's a weird like sunset effect that happens in this specific like hub area. That when it happens makes the game just really hard to look at. Like, look at this. You are right, Seskar. There's just one thing I was hoping to try and find. Ta-da! Lore! Staff of Disintegration. Where are the other ones? Or where is the other one, rather? I love having to... Ah, there it is. Cool. And so this, like, canister design, this is just straight up something they use to release, like, the actual Lego products.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the 50% discount upgrade real quick. Oh boy, I have to go around. And then we are gonna take a break because it is time for that. All right. Bonus levels. There's bonus levels in this game. I forgot about that. We're at the top of the hour, so it is indeed time to stretch and hydrate. I really need to go to the bathroom for one.
Yep.
We'll see you in a couple minutes. I recommend you all do the same. You know, get some more water or your drink of choice, I suppose. It doesn't have to be water, but I would recommend it. It is good and healthy. And then take a stretch, you know. Pay attention to your back. We're all adults here. We need to do that.
Yep.
And we'll talk to you all in a couple minutes. Let's see if the stream... No, it doesn't. This is one more thing I wanted to mention. Before I did the 1 hour of work that I did, this game did not like alt-tabbing at all, and it straight up just wouldn't be picked up by OBS, like, in the slightest. So I sure am glad I did that yesterday and not this morning, because that took way longer than I thought it would. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all in a couple minutes. Bye-bye! And we're back. Haha. Alright, we could probably actually do a quick upgrade here. Alright. Then let's just give everyone one more maximum health.
As a treat.
Alright, and we're back at the beginning. Because it doesn't, like, until you get to the blue, it doesn't actually change anything.
Okay.
So I don't think we have enough money. We'll just keep playing. Alright. Alright, we have Ice, more water, or more rock? Do you have any
Water.
preferences? I did talk about how good and healthy water is. Oh, good, we have to do this again. Whee! But hey, gets us money. This is also something that I'm really missing from modern, like, Traveler's Tales Lego games, is slapstick comedy. Like, they still have them, but they all have, like, voice acting and dialogue nowadays, and it's just not as cool. Like, I've played a fair number of the like licensed Lego games. I think my favorite is Lego Marvel Superheroes. I have played that game to completion 3 times, and therefore have like 80 hours on it on Steam or something. Boing. But there is just a lot of charm from like the old like Lego Star Wars games that don't have any dialogue compared to like that new one, like the Skywalker Saga or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And that game was, you know, it was good. The Switch version was a little unstable. But I just miss the like more physical comedy of the older ones. And to go back to a previous point, I do wonder how much of it is nostalgia and how much of it is actually just it is less funny now. You know?
Yeah.
Boing.
Boing.
We're missing Joller. I do love that, like, he's the Toa of air, and his special power is he can jump. I mean, honestly, most of these, like, quote-unquote special powers are pretty unexciting, you know? Hylke can build, Nuparu can climb walls, Matoro can zoom in, like, Holly can walk on water. It's one of the only things she has in common with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Right, that was Jesus, right? Who can walk on water? I'm not religious.
No. One of the breakfast crew.
What the hell is that? Those are the weirdest looking birds I've ever seen. Not to get, like, too on the nose about this, but, like, I was not raised religious. My parents did always, like, make it a thing of, like, you know, nothing wrong with it. Don't have to. And we were read, like, not, like, from the Bible, but, like, Bible stories. But they were functionally identical, like, in vibe to, like, you know, Hansel and Gretel fairy tales, you know?
Yeah, it's... For me, growing up, my parents, not overly religious. My grandmother was. She was Roman Catholic. Some of my family, we went to... With my grandmother, we because I had two brothers. We went to church every Sunday morning. We had, it's not baptized, but I mean, we were baptized, but
You were christened?
yeah, christened later on. But yeah, one weird thing I remember from school is that we had religious education in a public school.
Oh.
Yeah, that's.
That
And all it
allowed?
literally was, yeah, it literally was just this. You just, if you had a lesson every so often, like this was once in a blue moon, a couple times in a blue moon during the year, but you would have the religious educators come in and just talk to you just during like one of your class lessons. And I remember, yeah, just think about it now. It's just, oh, that's kind of odd that they did that.
I am, given everything that's been going on there recently, I am trying to curtail my I'm trying to reduce the number of digs I take at Americans. Because they're having a rough enough time over there as it is, you know? But I will say, it is bizarre to me that there are schools out there who just teach, like, abstinence-only education and, like,
Yeah.
young earth creationism, you know? Hello, bird. Where did bird go? Bird.
What is the word? I sort of want to curtail back to the nostalgia discussion.
Hell yeah.
I sort of feel like nostalgia, just with nostalgia and watching So Bad It's Good, like films, playing games, that sort of. Obviously, nostalgia can sort of have an interesting effect on that. Like the example I go to, like, as probably everyone knows, of the big RoboCop fiend,
Yeah.
and like obviously the first movie, like an
Classic.
absolute classic.
Banger.
Yeah, that's right. Second one was all right. Third one, a bit to be desired. But they ended up. There was after that. There's a couple. There's like a Marvel comic, a Marvel cartoon, and then like a '90s cartoon one. And then they did a RoboCop TV series.
Yeah, you've told me about it.
Yeah. And then they did a RoboCop TV miniseries called Prime Directives. And it is just gloriously bad. Like the actor,
She thick.
who's, ooh,
Those thighs.
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, the actor who played RoboCop at the Prime, that this miniseries just was so bad. I don't know if I've sent you a picture of because the thing with RoboCop is because they've got the chin guard or the helmet, you needed an actor with a predominantly big chin,
Yeah.
like a pronounced
That's
chin. That's initially one of the reasons why they got
Weller?
Peter Weller in the Peter Weller in the original. And from that,
no. Yeah, you have sent me this picture of just like the big chin
Yeah.
gap in that suit.
yeah.
Oh, it was so funny.
but it's sort of like you notice like from the previous series, like movies and series, like RoboCop's mannerisms, how they talk. I feel like RoboCop 3 and the TV series, the actors who's playing them, like they're very much about portraying the more robotic side.
Yeah.
In the first movie, it was gradually like very robotic, and then sort of Alex Murphy gains his humanity, and so becomes more human. But Peter Weir actually really did that well.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
But the actor who did it in the Prime series, like the guy is shorter, naturally shorter. Like RoboCop is actually short in the series, which just looks like they do scaling. Like Peter Weir was naturally short as well, but they did sort of like obviously camera angles and cinematography to presume like this huge presence, and they don't do that in this TV series, in this mini series. And just the way there's a particular way RoboCop walks, with the hand movement and the leg movement. Like I don't know if you know the story about like the like they got a like a mime artist to help with the first RoboCop movie.
No, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, this Yakim. I don't know his full name, but he's like from Juilliard.
Damn.
Yeah. Apparently, it was supposed to be. The actual story was that they were actually going for a more like ebb and flow, like liquid flow, because they didn't have the initial design of the RoboCop suit. And then when they actually got the first day, the suit was so stiff that Peter Weir just said he would nearly quit on that day.
Damn.
Because he just couldn't move. And they ended up this teacher ended up having to say, just calm down. Let's go through the suit. We'll cut her here and here, and let's slow it down. Like make it out to be like sort of like a monster becoming human, essentially. There is a robotic grace to it, but all this saying is that it's the prime director series. He's just the actor. I can't remember his name for this miniseries. He actually said, I didn't actually watch the original RoboCop movie. And it's like, really?
On the one hand, like, there was discourse about this with, like, Walton Goggins,
Yes.
How he's, like, for his role in the Fallout TV series, he didn't, like, play, and, like, he doesn't know anything about Fallout, basically. And I respect that as, like, you don't want to, like, you want to put your own version of the character on screen and not get too, like, bogged down in making it lore accurate at the expense of making it good,
Yeah.
But if you're going to, like, I do believe Walton Goggins' character is an original character for the show, and if you are going to be portraying a character that already exists, like, you're a different actor, so you do have to put your own spin on it, but it's got to be close,
Yeah, like obviously the character itself is original. What the character's based on with Ghoul is obviously from the game series. But it's not like an original character. This is RoboCop. It's like a distinctly, like, this is the original design RoboCop. I'm not talking about like the 2014 movie.
Yeah.
With like the Mass Effect RoboCop, which I didn't mind. It wasn't the best.
It was a solid design. The movie was like okay at best.
That's it. It was okay. It wasn't so bad it's good, or it was just really terrible. It was just mid. It was just But they were able to put that in because it was a new design.
Yeah. For those of you who are wondering why I was, like, dying while Scott was, dying laughing while Scott was talking about this RoboCop miniseries, I didn't want to interrupt you, but there was a thing in my brain of, like, this mental image of that RoboCop in that suit going like, "Attention, citizen, I am just a little guy." right? It's
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh,
oh god. The mental image is just hilarious. Oh.
I'm just a small RoboCop.
And now we have a new
Whoa.
weapon.
Yay.
Oh god, that really got me. Ta-da! You cannot be my little pog champ. Oh yeah! Oh, this one looks so cool.
Ooh.
I am just a little guy, and it is my birthday. Oh, I'm out of money. No. Look, it's a toaster. So these weapons are based on the Toa Metru, who are the protagonists of the second and third movies. They are the Toa of Metru Nui. They would later become like sort of mentor figures later in like story chronology, not later in set release chronology. Mentor figures for the original Toa. And Metru Nui is where the characters who are the Toa in this game are originally from. They followed a red star and were struck by lightning and became Toa. Like
yes, that absolutely makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Ice?
Yeah, let's go ice. Please don't take that out of context.
Yeah, we do not condone.
Yeah.
Scumbags, the lot of them.
Yep.
Not following the instructions. That is a lie, by the way. I am like I follow the instructions of Lego to the letter.
Mm-hmm.
As far as there are letters. So
I recently built. Yep.
Innovation that came with this generation of calling it an innovation is maybe generous, but it was new to Bionicle at least. That came to this generation of Bionicle was parts that lit up.
Oh.
So you had the actual weapons of these Toa. They had like a small LED in them, and they had like a transparent red like Lego piece that you clicked the button on their weapon, and then it would look like they had like a laser weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paraka, they had a button on the back of their heads that would make their eyes light up. Which was
actually, with this recent
cool as hell when I was like, let's see, this came out like, let's see, 2005 off the top of my head, so I would have been 9.
Oh, now you're making me feel old.
I made Rosalie feel very old on an episode a while back where I said like, well, you know, I was in high school when the Nintendo 3DS came out.
Oh. Funny thing about 3DS, because I was working in like a retail shop, we were actually invited to a, it was like a thing like they would get from Nintendo. They actually took us out into the city and had a little like press event, but just like not for like the actual press, like for like retailers.
That's fun.
Yeah. And so actually, that was the first thing I ever had with that. That was pretty fun. Oh, great stuff. Now, going back to like, with this recent announcement with that special brick that Lego had designed now.
Yeah, the smart brick or something.
Yeah, imagine that into Bionicles.
That would be so dope. We talked about, not on the last End Focus, but the End Focus before that, how like it would be cool if they could put the smart brick technology into like the Pokemon Lego. Because they just announced those Pokemon sets, and then they're the first of what I assume to be many. Oh, hello. And I'm gonna be curious to see like what sets they're gonna make that are supposed to be a little more interactive. Like obviously,
Yep.
They started with the like, well, we're gonna appeal to millennial nostalgia, one of the most potent ways of making money. Like they said that explicitly in like the launch trailer, basically. But I'm also curious to see what like actual Lego for children there will be in the Pokemon line. Because like I really like the look of that like 3 starters set, but who's got the $650 to spend on it? You know, I don't.
I mean, I'd spend $100 on that Game Boy set. That was pretty cool to set up, though.
I can imagine. I haven't built Lego in a while. I've still got a set just like lying around waiting to be built. I should probably build it before it becomes a year since I got it. For those of you who are curious, because it is within arm's reach.
Yep. Ooh. Is that Lilo and Stitch?
It is, based on the original movie, i.e. the good one.
Ah, yes.
Ooh, as long as I'm down there. I do, speaking of Bionicle and board games, I do own this.
Is that a board game?
It sure is. It's very dusty, because I'm very bad at dusting in the back of my bookshelves. But yeah, I have not played it, but based on the rules, this game sucks.
Oh dear.
Yeah. They took a story about 6 heroes coming together and learning to cooperate and made it competitive.
Oh.
And also really easy to just lose. Like, it's very easy for nobody to win, because it is actually quite hard.
Okay.
I bought it years ago at there's a semi-annual, making sure I'm saying it correctly, as in every 2 years, board game convention here in town, and they usually have some vendors that sell like secondhand board games, and so I picked that one up for like 15 euros or something. Like, I'm probably never going to play it because it looks bad, but what am I gonna do? Not buy it? Like,
I mean, come on.
There's also a really old Pokemon board game that one of my friends does own, and that one's supposed to be like brutally difficult, which is kind of funny for a Pokemon board game for children. Are you sick of this song yet?
I'm not, honestly.
Good. Yeah, admittedly, like, the soundtrack in this game is pretty good. Can't break through that yet. I always really like using the Toe of Water Holly in boss fights, because she just has a constant stream of damage. Haha, stream, get like water. This is so far up your alley that it's claiming squatters' rights. Yeah, not wrong.
Oh, you know what this music is giving me vibes of?
Do tell.
It's Insomniac Spider-Man.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh, I can totally see it. Or hear it, I guess, more accurately.
Just imagine just zipping around.
And I really want to play the second one. I'm sort of waiting because
it's like big.
Yeah, the PC port still isn't great.
So I can't really say much because I played it on the PS5 Pro, so
yeah,
ran like a dream.
Man, those games are so good. I'm really curious as to how that Insomniac Wolverine game is gonna go. Because like it's like one of the best things about like most Spider-Man games is just traversal, right? Like, and Wolverine is not really known for traversal powers. But it'll probably be good. Like,
yeah, it'll be like a big hack and slash violent one.
Just like a Devil May Cry, but you're Wolverine. Which I can think of worse game ideas. Like, though, speaking of Marvel games, another like nostalgic favorite I've been considering streaming is Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Oh.
I love the first two of those. The third one's not very good. It's just way too grindy. But the first one of those is really cool. It was also my first introduction to a lot of Marvel characters. With some exceptions. Like, I played it on Xbox 360. And so like it was around the time that the MCU was like starting, and so like Nick Fury in the MCU is of course played by Samuel L. Jackson. He's based on the Ultimate Universe of Marvel, but Nick Fury in Marvel Ultimate Alliance is the standard white guy version of Nick Fury.
Yep.
And so when I played that, I was like, what the hell? That's not Nick Fury. Who is this guy? Why doesn't he look like Samuel L. Jackson? And hey, Seskra, I'll tell you who else can wall climb with their claws. That's right, it's Nuparu from Bionicle Heroes.
Hey.
Although once I upgrade his weapon, he won't have the claw anymore, so that joke is time locked. I really enjoy, like, I know I said I wasn't raised religious, but I do love doing the, like, the youth pastor energy for comedy.
Okay.
Like, I did what was, in my opinion, a really good Blue Sky joke a couple weeks ago, where I was like, hey, K-pop Demon Hunters fans, do you want more stories about fighting demons and family and great soundtracks? Well, let me tell you about a little show called Supernatural. And, like, that joke is even funnier when you imagine me, like, sitting down on, like turning around one of those plastic chairs and sitting down on it.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, Seskra, I am aware that I have once again brought up Supernatural. It is my second Roman Empire after Bionicle. I think I mentioned on the last Hollow Knight stream that I have been watching a different, urban fantasy demon hunting show in Winona Earp, which, if nothing else, is gay on purpose instead of by accident. Like, the thing with Supernatural and its gay shipping, because there's a lot of it in that show, is part of it comes from the fact that that show just hates women, and, like, every female character in that show dies, basically.
Oh.
Like, to the... Yeah, it's embarrassing. And so that doesn't leave you a lot of characters to do a lot of long-term shipping with. And they had, like, Dean Winchester and Castiel as sort of the main ship from that show. And having, like, done multiple rewatches of this show by now, all of them unfinished, admittedly, but I don't agree, but I at least get where the Destiel shippers are coming from, you know? Like, I think they're reaching with a good amount of their evidence, but some of their evidence is, like, I can see why you would read it this way, you know?
Okay.
But in Winona Earp, they're just actually gay. Like, they kiss.
Yeah.
They have a relationship.
Speaking of gay representation, Tomodachi Life.
Yeah! You got non-binary people in a Nintendo game.
Yeah, and you can set your dating preferences for each character.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
One of the only things about Tomodachi Life I'm actually interested in.
Oh, I just remember that was a huge thing in the original 3DS one where they didn't implement that, and they actually apologized and said, we're going to be more inclusive moving forward, and they actually did.
Yeah. I talked about this on the last N Focus as well. I don't Like, I don't mean to yuck people's yums too much, because, you know, that's just, like, not gonna get us anywhere, basically. But, like, I don't understand what appeals to people about Tomodachi Life. Like, it looks like it's just The Sims, but worse, you know? And I am willing to admit I never played any of them, so I am more than willing to be wrong about this. But I do not understand the appeal in the slightest. Did you play the original?
I did. I got the original on 3DS. But you got to digitally download, so I'm stuck with it for life. I mean, it's just a different vibe to I would say Animal Crossing, where a lot of stuff is just the whole point is that it's you sort of left it out of your control.
Yeah.
So you let characters, you know, form their own relationships and see what they do.
Yeah, like The Sims, but worse.
Yeah. It's just I find more easygoing than The Sims. Like I sort of feel like Sims. There's a lot of, but the whole thing with The Sims is there's a lot of micromanagement you can do to make sure like your house doesn't get set on fire, or making sure you ever clean up after, making sure your Sims clean up after themselves. Whereas Tomodachi Life, you don't. That's not really an aspect of it. I do find it funny that they dedicated a whole Nintendo Direct to that game.
Yeah, there's weird decisions around Nintendo Directs. Again, we talked about this on the latest N Focus, but like, honestly, the Super Mario Galaxy Direct they didn't need to be a Direct. Like, there were two relevant pieces of information that they could have just tweeted, you know, or blue skied. I refuse to say skeeted, you can't make me. Or posted on Blue Sky or whatever, or just put in Nintendo Today. And that is that animation was finished and Brian Tyler is doing the soundtrack just like he did for the first one.
I guess they're just going to introduce Yoshi.
Yeah, just like post the trailer and then post make some follow-up posts, and that's it. You didn't need to dedicate a whole direct to it. But then they didn't do that for the Virtual Boy stuff, which had like actual interesting things in it, like 2 games that were previously unreleased because Nintendo shelved the Virtual Boy before they could come out. Like, I want to know more about those. Give me more information about those in a direct. And then there's rumors that there's going to be like another direct like next week or something.
Yeah, but still a bit skeptical about that.
Partner direct, I think it's supposed to be.
I have pre-ordered the Virtual Boy clamshell thing.
It is so funny to me that their solution for you get to change the colors on the Virtual Boy is just you have to buy more lenses for the expensive peripheral. Like, they did not do a software solution at all. Because like that red is like Eye Strain Central, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a Virtual Boy. It doesn't work anymore. But I remember I don't think it was too bad. Like, you wouldn't be wanting to get like hours and hours into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is Nintendo we're talking about, and they are notorious for going through every one of their things to make sure it's not causing epilepsy or that. So, they've got a team dedicated to making sure this does not give headaches.
I would hope so. Say goodbye to the claw.
But no, this clamshell thing, like, in Australia, it's $139.
It's so expensive. Like,
for something, it's very well designed, but it is a piece of plastic with some felt or your eyepiece. And it covers up, like, I think the headphone port and the charging port.
for real?
I think so. Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh, God. Never change, Virtual Boy.
Apparently, it's actually sold out. Both the actual design one and the cardboard cutout one.
God. That's... I mean, I get it on like an, ooh, what an interesting piece of history level. But like, why though? Like, it's the Virtual Boy. Alright, let's see if we can fight a Paraka before the stream ends. We can't. There are 10 minutes left in the stream. I for sure thought it was like 12:30. But it is 12:50. Let's do one more level.
Yeah.
Because in the third level, there's like a sort of unique boss that isn't just the same thing reskinned. This is Rudaka, I believe is her name. She's also from Metro Nui. She controls the Vizorock spiders.
Okay.
And she was the villain of the third? No. Yes, third movie, I believe. She's also one of the only Bionicle sets to have a design that makes it look like they have breasts. I am not tuned into this part of the fandom at all, but I am going to go off the assumption that Rudaka is one of the characters they are the most horny for.
Oh.
Because, like, she's tall. People love that. She's, like, a manipulative character. She's vaguely spider-themed. Like, you got lots of options.
Yeah.
I hope I'm trying not to give myself too much credit, but like I'm pretty sure even as a kid I knew that these movies were not very good. but like I wanted to watch them because Bionicle, you know. Like, I think the second one is probably the best one, but you know, that's comparing like a 5 to a 3, you know, out of 10.
Yeah.
It's back. Jam. Just in case, like, I do really appreciate that, like, there's a thing here with, like, what, 4 enemies? And so they give you the Kongu mask just in case he died in this very short section. Because if you don't, you will get soft locked. There's a great bit of stand-up by Patton Oswalt where he talks about, like, his world was like Star Wars and Star Trek and sci-fi stuff. And, you know, he tried to get his daughter into it, but it didn't really take. But she has her own, like, thing. You know, her thing at the time was, like, My Little Pony. Friendship is Magic. But part of the thing that I want to bring up is, like, he brought up how he's gotten to a certain age now where he can't really absorb another whole world in the way he did for Star Wars when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And then the joke of the bit of stand-up that that's not actually true because he went super deep on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic with his daughter. But he does kind of have a point where, like, I think the last big, like, media property world that I really absorbed was Dungeons and Dragons. You know, it comes with its own rule set, but it also comes with a number of settings. You know, you got Greyhawk, you got the Forgotten Realms, you got Dark Sun, which admittedly I don't know very much about. I guess I absorbed Magic the Gathering after D&D, so I guess it would probably be Magic the Gathering. But, like, whenever I play, like, a fantasy, I start a lot of fantasy RPGs. Like, I have tried, like, Divinity Original Sin 2, I've tried Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, I've tried Dragon Age, but I just don't have the time or the inclination or whatever you want to call it to really get super deep in a fantasy world like that ever again. Like, yeah. I can't do it anymore. Like, Bionicle is one of the things that filled that up, and it will never leave. And that's one of the reasons, I think I talked about this on Unfocused as well, that, like, Baldur's Gate 3 connected with me so much is I didn't have to do a lot of work. I already know what Baldur's Gate is, you know? I don't need to understand a whole new setting to play this video game.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, Seshka. I think it's just a combination of all of them, basically. Right? Like, there are theoretically, like... And I've been thinking about this in the context of, like, video game difficulty as well recently, where, like... You know, I could put in the hours to actually get good at Elden Ring. You know, I have the time to be able to do that. I just don't really want to. Because, like, the game I got good at is Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that being my game, you know? I do like playing a variety of other games, of course. But, like, if you look at, like, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, what am I missing here? Like, it has, like, a parry system that I don't especially care about learning very well. Like, I've been playing that game recently, and I'm just... Okay, what am I missing here? And I switched it to, like, the easiest difficulty, because, like, I don't... A, the game is not really good at teaching. That is definitely a strike against it. And B, I just want to play the game. I don't really feel like getting good at it first. Like, I am competent enough that I can do the parries and stuff with the wider window on easy mode, but I just don't feel like getting good at it in the, like, normal difficulty. I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
I got other things occupying my brain.
You got work to do.
Exactly. Like figuring out where to go next in this level of Bionicle Heroes. I assume it involves this somehow, because that's where the map is pointing me, but I don't know. I just have to get really close to it. Oh, because it's an elevator. You can't activate an elevator from far away. Well, you can, but it's just not going to help you very much, I suppose. And that's why they don't let you.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, I want to get to the end of the level. I am
Okay.
keenly aware of what time it is.
Yeah.
And then we'll call it after that. I was expecting this level to be a little shorter when I started it, to be honest. But I guess level 3 of 4 in a world. Maybe not what we were hoping for. While I have you here, Scott, we have been before we started recording, we talked about like what the next stream is going to be, and to be honest, like I am enjoying the nostalgia rush of playing this game, but without getting like too obsessive about details about the world of Bionicle, I have sort of run out of things to talk about with this game. So, I think you could make a very interesting, like, slightly unhinged video essay about the world of Bionicle, and people have. There's a 13-hour video in my watch later list on YouTube that is exactly that. But I don't know that this needs to be a whole series, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty happy keeping it with this one-off. So, are we happy agreeing that next stream is something else?
Yes. Yes, but maybe just put this in the back pocket, just once at a blue moon.
Oh, there's a good chance that I'm just gonna like finish this game like in my own time. Like,
Okay.
it's not like like we've gotten our taster for the stream, but like I'm gonna get extremely obsessed with this game like for like next week basically. But if nothing else, there's plenty of other things we have in our back pocket for like if we don't know what to do. Seskra and I don't know if you've caught this, but Seskra and I have been like doing prep for just like a filler arc stream, as I like to refer to them based on one of my favorite streamers. where I have prepared just like a whole bunch of like quizzes, basically, be they trivia and or personality. And I have more of them than we will ever need for a single stream. So
Okay.
We have more than enough of them. We have enough quizzes in my bookmarks folder for, I think, 3.
Yeah.
And so, like, we got plenty of options, but I'm training by trying to forget as much as you possibly can. Yeah, it's, I found some stuff. And like with all of our streams, it, like, the person who's, like, I think by its very nature, I kind of... Oh, that's the boss. I'm going to turn around and see if there's anything else to collect. By its very nature, I think I kind of have to be on that just because I have the links to everything. But I could just send those to other people, I suppose. But, like, anyone can be on those streams, you know? Oh, gold canister. Ooh, 3 out of 4. Look at me go. It smells like fried chicken. I know, like, we don't have smell-o-vision, so you can't, like... Sorry, we don't have smell-o-vision yet, taps the temple. Although we probably shouldn't. Alright, boss time. Boy, am I glad I upgraded Niparu's weapon. Although I don't know... Am I missing something? Because I straight up cannot switch to another character here. Okay, I just have to do it better. But yeah, something smells like fried chicken. Maybe my neighbors are cooking.
I mean, can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Thankfully, no. I don't watch WWE anymore. Although, I don't want to get too into, like, the wrestling tangent, because that's something for me and Sesker to do on the Hollow Knight streams. It has been very funny to watch, like, The Rock's involvement in WWE in the last couple of years. There are some, like, borderline conspiracy theories about it. About, like, how he, like, shows up every now and then and is like, I'm gonna do this thing, and then he just disappears. And there are people who think it's because, like, he is already just straight up on the board of directors, but there are people who, like, think he tried to make a serious play for, like, total creative control.
Oh, okay.
And that didn't work. And so he just does that occasionally just out of spite, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, he started this storyline that involved, like, Travis Scott. And then he just, like, disappeared from the storyline. And then so did Travis Scott. And so I think it was Cody Rhodes was just like, now what? You know? Anyway, that's my wrestling tangent of the day. Come on. Okay, Hylke, bad pick for this. Like, is she even attacking? Like, I know she's swinging her, like, knife arm around, but, like, I didn't see any projectiles. Like, this boss fight is so medium. Yeah, like I said, these are, like, borderline conspiracy theories.
Oh, hero mode.
Yay, I get to accomplish something in the boss fight again.
Oh yeah, Camel Sam from Doom.
Honestly, the, like, instrumental, like, hit at the beginning of this song, I feel like I've heard it in other things as well. Not to date myself again, but I feel like I've heard it in, like, Mega's XLR. Everybody make your own haha, she's been disarmed jokes here. I do appreciate that at least at this level of upgrade, they are sticky grenades, making this weapon, like, useful for the first time in the game. No, I have finally been hit. I also love that the celebration voice line is the same regardless of which character you have. These masks in the bottom right here, those are Toa Nuva masks. They're the ones of the original versions that were upgraded by energized protodermis, as I explained in the beginning of the stream. Rudaka. It was Rudaka. I was right. But yeah, you can see her chest plates, shall we say.
Yes.
All right. That's going to call it for the streaming portion of this gaming playthrough. I will almost definitely just keep playing this by myself, because it has reawoken a desire in me to go absolutely ape for Bionicle. Oh, my shoulders. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm okay. See, this is why we stretch, folks, so that doesn't happen quite as often. All right. So, okay. So, that's going to do it for the Bionicle Heroes portion of the stream. I hope you had a good time. And if you like this sort of thing, you can tune in tomorrow for more of the Hollow Knight randomizer, hosted by Seskra, co-hosted by me. I will be in the co-pilot seat. As a reminder, that is not at the same time as this stream. That's going to be at 1 p.m. GMT, just as a way of making it more accessible for American viewers, basically. And then next week at Saturday at 10 a.m. GMT, which is the normal time for this stream, Scott and I are going to be starting a playthrough of Dispatch, which should be very exciting.
Yes.
I will be playing the Steam version, but I will probably have to turn on those censorship things that are on, like, that are unremovable in the Switch 2 version, because Twitch has terms of service that I would like to not break.
Yes.
Still undecided on whether we'll take, like, decision advice from chat, but we'll talk, like, because it's like a Telltale game, right? So we'll have decision points that we'll discuss, and if we want to help from chat, we'll or input from chat, we'll reach out. But yeah, should be very exciting. So stay tuned for that. But first, stay tuned for Hollow Knight tomorrow. And lastly, if you want to support what we do here, you can go to patreon.com/Gamepodular or ko-fi.com/Gamepodular. Send us some money. You don't have to, of course. Be sure to follow to this Twitch channel if you haven't already. We're pretty close to affiliate, and anything helps. So that's exciting. If you want to listen to our podcast, you can do so on your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, or one of the good ones. Check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@Gamepodular or youtube.com/@Gamepodular streams highlights. I think that's all of the things. I have been your host, Hylke. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Scott.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here and letting me ramble about a toy line from 20 years ago.
Very good. I'm curious to. I'm always curious to learn.
Exactly.
So I've got a bunch of knowledge with me now.
Yeah. Jury's still out on whether you'll remember any of this in like 2 days, because this was a lot. But I guess
that's
we'll
right. I can just go to the YouTube video.
Exactly, and you can rewatch the stream at your leisure as soon as I have uploaded it, which will be later today. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.